Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a video on a project I wanted to take on today. I'm going to be undercoating my Jeep and my girlfriend's Jeep with fluid film. So about a year ago I heard about this from a friend, and I've wanted to try it ever since. And I've been watching videos on it on YouTube and looking at the different results people had, and overall I think it's a really good product. So I went ahead and bought a small aerosol can of it, and I did the rear suspension and the rear axle on my Jeep, and I really like the results. So the aerosol can is pretty expensive. It's about 11 bucks a can, so I went and bought this one, this gallon. It was $39 at Napa, and this is more than enough to do a bunch of vehicles. So I planned on doing a couple vehicles with this. Probably won't need to get another one next year. This will probably last me through the year, but it's just before winter here in New England, and they like to put calcium chloride down on the roads, which is a liquid, and it has salt in it, and it just sticks to everything, and it flushes out all the components underneath. So hopefully this will help everything bead off. And what I thought was really interesting about this is it's a pretty natural product. It's lanolin based, and lanolin is actually an oil that's secreted by sheep or wool producing animals. So when companies make wool products, they have to remove the oil from the wool, and I guess this is a side product of that, is the oil. And if you ever notice, sheep actually, when it rains, the water beads right off of their wool. So it makes sense that this would be a pretty good rust proofing, lubricating, and overall protecting product. So I did it underneath here. As you can see, it's really shiny. I did it underneath here already with an aerosol can, but I'm gonna need to cover everything else. So like I said, I got that gallon, and I'm also gonna do my girlfriend's Jeep too. So a lot of people use undercoating guns for this, air undercoating guns, but what I found worked best on YouTube was actually this paint spray gun from Harbor Freight. I'll put the item number in the description, but this was only $15 after the 20% off coupon. So I'm going to be using this today, and so we'll crack this open and see what we have. Alright, so I got this can cracked open. It seems pretty thick. It's a little bit chilly out today, but the first thing you notice is the smell. It actually has a really strange smell. It's not unpleasant. It almost smells like vanilla. It's a very sweet smell. So it's alright to put under your vehicles. I'm not going to be using a respirator or anything like that. It's the instructions. They show you just to use it in a well ventilated area. It's not harmful. It's not the type of thing. It's not petroleum based or anything like that, which is why it's safe to spray it around rubber components and stuff. But we're just going to be careful when we spray it around any rubber stuff anyway. But it definitely needs to be stirred up a little bit, so we'll stir it up. Definitely going to be wearing gloves. I have old clothes on today, and I'm going to be putting a tarp down. This stuff doesn't drip or anything like that, but I just don't want to ruin the driveway, so give this a stir. And one other thing I forgot to mention is it also says on the fluid film website that you can dilute this a little bit with some vegetable oil so that it'll spray easier out of a gun. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm probably going to add a couple teaspoons of this to each bottle of the paint that we fill up. So I'm going to give this a quick stir. So after stirring for a couple minutes, it's a little bit less thick, but it's pretty thick like pudding, so I can definitely see where that vegetable oil is going to come in handy to thin this out. So I'm going to put this paint gun. So So it should be pretty easy to pour in, and that's where it just sucks up through. So So now I'm going to add a little bit of that vegetable oil. Thin it out a little bit. Give it a quick stir. So that thinned it right up right away. That should be a good consistency for the paint sprayer. Thing's pretty loud, as you can see. Set this up under here and see how it goes. So it didn't work too bad. I got a pretty good coat on there. Hopefully some of this will run off. If not, I'll just rub it in there. But do up here in the frame rails too. Keep any of this from getting rusty back here. Any of the shackles. Got a little bit of rot in there, so we'll probably do in there too, just to keep that from getting any worse. So we'll give that a little spray right now. So this does give a thick layer of this stuff, a little bit thicker than an air sprayer, but I mean that's fine. We'll just take it for a run down the road and get any of the excess stuff off, but should be pretty good as far as keeping it from getting crusty this winter. Side now. So we got the leaf springs. Try to stay away from the exhaust a little bit, but it's not going to hurt anything. Trying to keep these leaf springs nice. They're old man emu, so don't want those getting crusty. We'll do up in here next. So we're a little bit further under the Jeep, and you can see, you know, where the rust become a problem, you know, the drive shaft, and then we got this evap box over here and the e-brake assembly, so we'll get all that. And we'll get this side of the suspension and get that all coated up too. E-brake assembly. Now the floors on this thing are pretty mint, so we definitely want to keep them that way. So I'm going to hit these two next, and then we'll work our way up here to the transfer case, and then eventually to the front. Got both the Jeeps done. I just took this one for a ride. Kind of got all the excess drips off. As you can see, we did under the wheel wells too, all along the frame rails and the floorboards, did underneath the suspension components. We did the leaf springs all under here. Rear differential up here in all these crevices we got. So shouldn't be too bad. I also did my green Jeep. Give it a second coat on top of this one, but all inside of here. Did the rockers and the floors. The leaf springs and all up under here we got too. U-brake assembly. Front differential. All under here. The long arms are done too. Did the cross member and the transfer case skid.